What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the podcast, everybody. West Coast Triple Play in the house. What up, what up, what up? So what you guys think? Could LeBron finally be getting some help he needs in LA? Should the 49ers go after shutdown corner Jair Alexander? And are the Angels quietly building something? Let's break it all down right now on the West Coast Triple Play. Don't forget, guys, if you guys haven't subscribed to the podcast, make sure you guys do so. That way you're notified every time these podcasts comes out. Get the latest updates on all your Triple Play teams, guys. So what's up, Triple Play fam? I'm your host, Ben, and you're tapped in to one place that brings you the biggest stories from the Lakers, the 49ers, and the Angels. It's June 9th, and it's getting spicy in the offseason. Let's go. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Like I said, not much going on in the Lakers world today. Lakers trade buzz. So the Lakers are linked to multiple targets. Targets include Zach LaVine, Lauri Markkanen, and Nick Claxton, and various multi-team trade concepts. LaVine brings scoring, Markkanen offers elite spacing, and Claxton would solidify their interior defense. The front office is weighing fit versus flash. What do you guys think? Additional targets, possibly also looking at Terry Rozier for backcourt scoring. Clint Capella, potential rim protector. If Ayton talks stall, they're looking at Ayton as well. Jonas Valanciunas could be a low-cost alternative to Ayton or Claxton. Man, I particularly like Jonas Valanciunas, man. He's pretty good. It's decent. But we'll see what's going on. So what are the analysts saying about all this? Matt Levine, says Lauri gives LA exactly what they need. Size, shooting, a guy who doesn't need 20 touches. Jake Weinbach says Claxton is the best defensive center LA could realistically trade for, and they know it. What do you guys think? Player spotlight, you got Rui Hachimura remains the centerpiece of outbound packages. His contract and shooting numbers make him desirable, but Lakers risk losing their only two-way forward, if they get rid of him. So if LA can land Claxton and a shooter like Buddy Hield or Markkanen without touching Reeves, they're instant contenders, I believe. Otherwise, standing, pat in the draft remains to be a smart, long-term concept. But yeah, what do you guys think? Now we're jumping over to the Angels. The Angels dropped the series finale to Seattle, falling 30-35. They're 8 games back in the division, but just 3.5 games out of the AL wildcard. Yup. So they're doing decent, man. They're doing decent, I believe. Joe Adell, he now has 12 home runs, 30 RBIs, with an OPS nearing .800. Zach Neto, he's doing work, baby. Continues to show consistency with a 280 average over his last 10 games. Nolan Schanuel, man, this guy I'm kind of surprised for, He's holding a 410 OBP, showcasing elite plate discipline. We got rotation concerns though, man. You got Reed Detmers and Tyler Anderson. They continue to be inconsistent. Angels are scouting mid-tier trade targets like Kyle Gibson, James Paxton, and Jake Flaherty to bolster the rotation. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully they can get somebody to, solidify that bullpen, man. The farm system. Who you guys need to be watching out in the farm system, though? You got Denzer Guzman, another multi-hit game in AAA and AA. I mean, he could be a September call-up, to AAA or even to MLB. Francis Texedo, ERA drops to 2.04 after 6 scoreless innings. The Angels offense has the foundation. It's time. Perry Minasian gets aggressive and trades for arms. If they win 5 of their next 7, they'll be in the serious wild card territory. You know what I mean? So we definitely want to do that. We definitely want to be in that playoff contention, playoff talk. What about the 49ers, baby? Brandon Aiyuk in training camp news. Aiyuk has been seen doing light agility drills on the side. Promising signs as he recovers from his ACL, MCL injury. The team expects him to be a full go by training camp. Fingers crossed, right? And Juwan Jennings officially signed his 2-year, $15 million deal and is locked in as wide receiver 3. But I'm thinking he's more of a wide receiver 2, maybe 1, even, just depending on when Brandon Aiyuk comes back. Offensive line battles, the right tackle spot is heating up. Dominic Pooney is reportedly taking more first-team reps than Colt McKivitz. What? Yep. Hey, Dominic Pooney's been putting in work, man, even since last year. He's been a consistent rookie. Came out last year and he's just been tearing it up, man. He's been doing what he's got to do, and But anyways, at that right guard position, you got Spencer Burford and Ben Barch continue to rotate. I don't know if you guys seen free agent Jair Alexander released in shocking news. The Packers released Jair Alexander, a former All-Pro cornerback. The 49ers already have Deandre Lenore, Womack, but adding Alexander could create the NFL's best secondary, I believe. What do you guys think? Should the 49ers go after him? Here's my take. Yes, if the price is right. Jair has battled injuries, but when healthy, he's a top 5 shutdown corner, Pairing him with Deandre Lenore would make the secondary elite. And then once, with our linebackers and corners, a lot of these guys are battling and stepping up, looking good at the same time, you know what I mean? Shanahan, he says, we like our corners, but if the right guy becomes available, we'll evaluate it. Lynch, he said cap space is tight, but talent like that doesn't hit the market often. Which, he's true. It's true. Jair Alexander, he's a decent corner. I don't think there's anybody else out there in free agency or anything else that we can pick up that'll, just come in and just lock in that position like, Alexander would. So Ayuk's return is massive. But if this team wants to dominate the NFC, Jair Alexander should absolutely be on their radar. Get creative with the cap, find a way to sign him, find a way to, put him in there and stuff and get everything done. But what do you guys think? Which trade makes the most sense for the Lakers? I don't know where the talks with Giannis Antetokounmpo is at. I know, who was it? Somebody was reaching out to him already personally. Man, I can't think of the name. Was it Kevin Durant? May have been Kevin Durant. I don't know who it was. But somebody was trying to reach out to Giannis already to try to steer him to sign with that team, with their team. But my take, I think the Markkanen depth option is decent as well. LaVine feels too risky with the injury history and fit, but a stretch, big and solid wing depth, that's the move. You know what I mean? What do you guys think about the Angels? Can the Angels buy and still build for the future? I think they can. Pitching rentals won't gut the farm system. Go get a mid-tier starter and a late inning reliever and ride the Adele, Neto, Shanawa wave. And don't forget Mike Trout. Mike Trout's, ever since his comeback from injury, he's been decent. He's been hitting the ball good. He's been running out there. He may not be at 100%, but just his veteran presence out there is possibly helping these younger guys, get there, help them with what they're seeing, what they should be swinging at, what they shouldn't, stuff like that. It's always good to have that veteran presence in the house, because they're the ones that are going to be helping those youngsters, to shape them and mold them into, being a whole team and helping the team. You know what I mean? But yeah, should the 49ers really spend on Jair? What do you guys think? My take, if it's under 10 million, yes. That defense would be lights out. But if it costs purging, the depth chart, elsewhere, maybe wait. Still, this is the type of move that wins Super Bowls, And I know they were talking about, some trades and everything else in the offseason, trying to get some solid corners in there. But what do you guys think? Who should the Lakers be going after? Who should the 49ers be going after, if anybody, besides Jair Alexander? It gets complicated, especially if you're in that front office, you're making those decisions. You got to put that check out. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what it all comes down to. Right now they should all be. Well, I know the Niners are in a win now situation where it's getting pretty close to the deadline for Mike Shanahan. You're either gonna have to win a Super Bowl here soon, or they're gonna like they say, shape up or ship out. One of the two. What do you guys think? Mike Shanahan been there long enough? Should have won it a long time ago. Everybody's got their opinion. I think he should have won one a long time ago. I mean, who was it against the? Against the Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs. We were up in that game. My thoughts were run the ball, pound and grind. You know what I mean? That's all we had to do. We had the lead. All we had to do was run the ball, run the clock, get close enough, punch it in for a touchdown or even a field goal. But, stuff happens. We couldn't get the first down. We couldn't do anything really. I don't know if it was bad play calls or what, but those are situations where you gotta take advantage of. You gotta be able to go in there and punch it in and win the game. You know what I mean? Especially with the defense and offense that we had, or that we have now as well. Lakers, what do you guys think? What are your thoughts? Who do you guys think? Let me know in the comments, guys. Let me know in the comments who you guys think they should make a big push for or a trade for, and what makes sense. Them Angels definitely got to get some starting pitchers, get that rotation solidified. And I think we're doing good right now as far as offensive concerned, man, with what we got. I've been like I said, coming into this season, I wasn't really impressed. I wasn't really expecting much from the Angels. You know, but like I said, they've been doing work, man. They've been doing work. That bullpen has been, like I said, that rotation, you know, relievers and everything else has been a little rocky here and there, you know, but I believe if we go out and we pick up some decent or, you know, decent either starters or relievers, you know, we can make a solid push, you know, get in that wild card or even higher, you know what I mean? Let me know what you guys think, you know. But anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for this week's West Coast Triple Play. From the Lakers trade buzz to the Angels wild card hopes and a bold 49er free agent question, guys. We hit it all. If you dig the episode, leave a review, subscribe, and final bonus content on YouTube. Until next time, guys, stay loyal, stay loud. Represent the West Coast Triple Play podcast, guys. With that, guys, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Love you guys. Peace. Yeah. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, guys. Share the podcast. All your fellow Lakers, 49ers, and Angels fans, let them know West Coast Triple Play is putting it down. 3 teams, 1 coast, all heart, baby. Peace. Guys, catch you guys on the next one.